So, it's quite chilly, although it's gotten better. Some of the roofs are actually warm enough to melt. For instance, it's not too cold anymore to where the snow on my workshop roof is melting. It's minus 12 Celsius, like 10 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what it is. Time to do something I enjoy. Something I enjoy greatly. Cleaning the sunroof. So evidently I do need to finish sealing the roof because snow has come in. Now this snow is from my boots, but this snow is not. It's not much, but it's there. Looking up, you can see that there's actually some snow inside of the underside of the rafter. Oh, and also a wasp's nest. I never finished sealing all the holes up there though, so it's expected. That's such a small amount though. And whenever it rains, the rain doesn't blow as much. You know, that might be a good second monitor. I always like my second monitor being a bit smaller. It doesn't need to be a 1080p. Well, I had a little bit of a freak out a couple weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, and I threw away a bunch of stuff, and I'm still kind of in the middle of that. Although it's been a bit cold, so I've been cleaning up inside, and I threw away, well, I filled up a trash can, and then I filled up another half of the trash can, and then I made a pile and burned it. Yeah, and I feel kind of bad, but a lot of this stuff I keep to make videos, and I expect to make a video and then get rid of it. But I've decided a lot of this stuff, I'm not going to bother with it. It's kind of garbage. I have cleaned it out to the more interesting things though, and so for this stuff I might do a video on it and then donate it or keep some. But a lot of this stuff, for instance, I have just stacks and stacks of 486 and Pentium 2, Pentium 3 motherboards, which will be going on the walls. So that'll be gotten rid of. But I've been doing a lot of work inside. I'm really happy for that. I got my room cleaned out, and then CuriusMarc sent me a really nice package, a plotter, which we're going to open in this video. It was really nice. He sent me that. I've always wanted a plotter. It'd be quite cool. Oh, before we go inside, I tried an experiment because the Japanese have no chimney for their fireplaces. The smoke goes into the room, and they burn high quality charcoal so they don't have smoke. It's just exhaust, it's just CO2. Well, that would work perfectly for a building such as this because we have more than enough ventilation to introduce new oxygen. You're not going to worry about having oxygen issues. So I decided to have a fire of charcoal just out in the open. And it was good. that fire, because I wasn't whisking all the hot air away, it was like it was 10 times bigger. Granted, it should have been going on a lot longer, and then it would have helped heat up the workshop, but that small charcoal fire, it was just more efficient. Because I realized that once I have a big fire going in the wood stove, and it's all down to the coals, I can open the front, and the hot air just comes out. It's a far more efficient way to go about things. So then, I could use lump charcoal that I buy, or I can make a solar-powered electric kiln that actually carbonizes wood. That could be cool. It's really hard to talk in this cold weather. It's been a little bit of a time of resetting. I decided to finally get new batteries for my camera. My Canon G7X. And I cannot wait to get those used, because these batteries that I have, they're cheaper ones, but they're down to the point where I can't even go 15 minutes of recording on a battery anymore, and that sucks. Ooh, this tripod's almost dead too. Maybe I should buy a new tripod. But yeah, it's really nice to have this section opened up so I can actually get to my stuff. There's more interesting things. I should find use for all these panels, and of course all these motherboards will go up on the walls once I finish them. I'm not sure if I should keep those old silk screens though. They are quite nice. Oh, I can pitch that box to the dehumidifier. And then I'm thinking, these old 1950s circuit boxes, I can maybe modify to be amplifiers. That'd be nice. So I've thought about upgrading my live streaming setup, because up until now it's always been a bit of an afterthought, and it's always so cumbersome to do because I'm just with my laptop and I'm just doing it with my phone or something. But I have so many computers and I have old cameras. Who cares if they're NTSC? I think I'm going to try to do my own setup from junk for live streaming, 720p maybe. So I already have this monitor on my workbench. I can put a computer underneath there, like a pizza box computer. And I can have a keyboard and mouse. I have a second monitor on top, so that monitor can be for comments, and that monitor can be for like running OBS. But then I want to have a multi-camera setup, but I don't want to spend any money besides the money I've already spent. I spent $10 or $9 or whatever and got one of those NTSC to USB video capture cards. Evidently, it can work as a webcam on OBS. So, we can have NTSC video going into the computer. I can have a video switch here, so we can have like bandsaw cam, lathe cam, grinder cam, and then a workbench top-down camera. So I can have my normal 720p normal webcam, like just in the corner with like a wide shot. But then, you know, for NTSC is good. I have security cameras and old camcorders from the 80s and stuff. Some of them are black and white. They have some nice effects. I mean, that's vintage. People might like that. It doesn't have to be perfect quality. So I could do videos of like, maybe I'll do a live stream of making 20 push sticks or something. And then here's the real idea. I've been really not working well with the idea of just making like 100 wooden mallets, because I run out of wood. Like, I only have enough wood to make like 20 mallets. And if I'm going to do a big block, I'm going to do like 100. It's tedious. So, it might be better to do like more of a small batch type thing, where I just kind of build whatever I feel like, and then at the end of the live stream, I put it on Etsy. That'd be kind of cool. Although it might come off a bit too needy, like, oh, I'm putting it on Etsy now, you should buy them. But you gotta be a little pushy when you're marketing. Yeah, and I especially have a lot of oak, so I really should start doing more stuff with oak. 2021 is the year that I'm planning to buy a planer. and I plan to get my jointer working. But a planer, I think just a cheap one from Home Depot would be good. $300, something like that. But I would like to make the setup that I've already spent time building. I like to make some money, you know, because it would just be better in my head just to use this to make money for that. I don't have to pay him off or anything. I have enough money. It's good. I would feel a bit guilty for buying yet another tool without making enough stuff to afford that other tool with just the money from the stuff that I made. Yeah. And maybe long form content, maybe that's the future. Because people tend to like long stuff, like maybe like a Saturday or a Sunday live stream. And plus, oh yes. I just want to be able to read comments or a video feed on my big television. Because that's just cool. I've been finding a lot of stuff that can go into the workshop. Like, for instance, I've decided to start a leather box so I can have like all the leather stuff organized and just various things such as that. So once the weather gets good again, I can come back out here and I can organize stuff again. For that loft, that is going to get all cleaned out in the spring. Not entirely, but I'm going to organize stuff and maybe make some more shelves and such, and I'm going to use those motherboards for decoration, and we can do some computer stuff. It'll be nice. You know, in general, I've been really enjoying my time in Final Fantasy. I have a very strong collection of, well, the best friends I've ever had. And they really do imbue me with a lot more motivation. And so I'm finding that, especially the past 2 months or so, my friends Victoria and Thais and Brang and Mulch and all them, I've been able to get more motivation back, despite it being cold. I feel right. There's a video I forgot to film. I filmed the first half. That was going to be a brickology video. I pressure washed these. I should get a nice brush and finish these. All these weird bricks that I had from train stations and such. I need to keep on track these so I don't have all these half-finished videos. But yes, I'm just feeling more motivated. At least more consistently motivated, which is good. Oh, this is one of those weird times. There was no airflow, and the sun on me makes me feel hot. But if I step into the cold air, now I'm warming up again. That's so weird. I mean, you're used to having wind. And to stand in a spot with no wind where the air just heats up around you, you can feel it. That's weird. This window's busted. At least the outer pane is. The house came like that. So normally I keep this piece of foam over it, but for now, for lighting, I'll use it to show my room. For those that have seen my room, you'll know that this is extremely clean, because not only is the floor clean, but the floor clean is while the bed is clean and the end is mostly clean, and that is clean. That's never happened before, except for whenever we moved here. Because normally I had to have so much work shit in here. And I've taken out boxes and boxes of work stuff. And, well, now it's not here. Except for this. The package from CuriusMarc. Which unfortunately, UPS seems to have crunched it a bit. So let's hope this plotter survives. Oh, there it is! Oh, great. I have my very own plotter. Nice. Look at that. Might save that bubble wrap for later because that's some nice bubble wrap. And nothing got broken. Very nice. Very, very nice. You can see which colors it had originally, because the ink has been kind of grimed onto there. That is nice. I think it'd be wise for me not to do a full video on this just yet, because I would really like to get all the software and make some replacement pins for it, get all that lined up and learn more about it before I make a full video. And plus, I would hate for there to be any pieces missing, like a letter or something. And so in whatever video I do where I really use this thing, might be weeks away, might be months away, whenever I get that motivation to really work on it, well, then I'll be able to do all that in one video, start to finish. That'd be nice. But for now, we can take a look. It's an HP 7475A plotter. Six color. Well, I mean 5 color, but nice. This is so cool. You know what's nice is CuriusMarc has uploaded plenty of videos about how to use these things and how to make new plotter pens and all that, and so I can just consult his videos and copy him. But I am tempted to get this to work with Arduino. Speaking of Arduino, I finally got the pressure sensors in for my rocket project, and I have the code written. Alright, these are new batteries. Let's put one in the camera, because this one is already bugging me that it's dead. Alright, that's what I'm using. Seems to be working well. Just going to put an X through this one. I'll leave this one, the Best On battery pack. Some cheapo name brand, fake name brand battery for some project, but definitely not going to use this for this camera anymore. I've had plenty of good service for that, especially for the price, because one of these Canon batteries costs as much as 4 of these knockoff ones. And I can guarantee you these ones do not last only 25% as long. They have like half the longevity. For instance, this Canon has lasted me 2 or 3 years, and these other ones have lasted me about 1.5 years, or a year or so, which is fine. For the price, getting 4 for 1, it definitely worked out. And boy, even the boxes don't have the name brand on them. So they're obvious that they just change the brand name whenever they feel the last one's worn out its welcome. Look at this. No brand name on there whatsoever. Funny. I'm really excited for these. These go up to 200 psi. I figure I'll test them when I get the rest of this video going, because I restored this old solenoid I found at the scrapyard and it works fine. Although I haven't actually done a full test yet, so I need to do that. So I don't quite feel like working on this plotter just yet, because I've been feeling a little bit like working on my old 286 machine. I've really been feeling like that, honestly. So let's go down to the basement, bring that up, and I'll let it sit up here for a day or so to let the temperature thaw out on that thing. We can maybe look at what the problem was last time, because it did boot Windows 3.1, but it just had some issues with the hard drive, which, looking back, I suspect the separ motor just needed lubrication. Oh well. You know what also? I want to make a series of things to do with old computers. I want you guys to tell me of any programs I should get for Windows 3.1, and I also want you to tell me of any programs I should get for my first laptop, which I plan to reinstall Windows 98 on with a new hard drive, and I have various programs. There's a few websites, but it's very difficult to find, and I'm tempted to go with Windows 95. That'd be more accurate. Yeah, Windows 95. There's plenty of programs for Windows 98, but not many for Windows 95. There's a website for Windows 95 programs, but if you try to download any of the files, you can't. They're all broken. So I cannot find very many Windows 95 programs. So if I'm going to be doing a restoration of this, I'd really like to get your input on what to do with that. Oh, and also, if you guys have any PCMCIA cards in your junk drawer just laying around, feel free to send them to me in an envelope, because this computer has 2 PCMCIA ports, and I'm sure you can see that. Yeah, okay, you can. Because this computer has 2 PCMCIA ports and has no USB, has no Wi-Fi. I've never been able to get it on the internet, and I would really like to. So I'm probably going to see about getting some PCMCIA ports or cards, but they're like $10 online, and I know for a fact that they're just in junk drawers somewhere, because you don't want to throw them away because they might be useful someday in the future, but they never are until now. So yeah, just looking for something to do with my first laptop, a 1997 IBM 385 CD, which even ThinkWiki doesn't recognize because they don't have the CD model on there. Oh yeah, it is freezing down there. This thing will take some time to warm up. The NEC PowerMate 1. I feel like getting this thing running. And maybe we can even get it working with the plotter. Wouldn't that be cool? Before I forget, I just want to say the main reason I can clean up this room so much is because I made that bookshelf at Bill's house. And I took over another entire carload of books. And now that shelf is getting kind of full. Not entirely full, but it's getting fuller. I just keep finding more piles of books. They're good books too. So I'm not like sad that I have them. I'm quite happy that I have them. But I've just never had a place to really put them until now. So I'm really happy. So that's my projects at the moment. Trying to get this old laptop to be useful and interesting. Maybe make some websites with it. I found this Mouse Systems mouse with a very strange connector. It's not quite PS2. It's missing a pin. It's odd. I wonder if I could retrofit that to work. It's an old 1991 laser mouse. We have a plotter and an NEC 286. I guess I haven't been making videos in a while because I'm like out of breath trying to present, forgetting how to breathe right. Oh well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.